Alright, so starting at the top, when you have multiplication with the same base, the exponents get added. So this is 8x to the 8th power. Multiplication, generic rectangle, so 5x minus 1 and x plus 4. So lower left corner is 5x squared, 5 times 1 and x times x. Top left corner, 5 times 4 is 20, so it's 20x. Bottom right corner, negative 1 times x is negative 1x, and top right is negative 4. So we end up with a final answer of 5x squared plus 19x minus 4. It should be 5x squared, not 5x fourth. Top right problem, if I multiply the outside terms, that means I'm looking for two numbers that when I multiply them together, I get a negative 20. And then when I add them together, I get a positive 8. So the bigger number is positive, since when I add them together, I get a positive answer. And so that would be a 10 and a negative 2. So if I multiply those, I get negative 20. When I add them, I get 8. So you have 4x squared and negative 5. That's from the first and last terms. And then the 10x and the negative 2x go in the top left bottom. Now in this problem here, we have to make a choice between with the 4, making the x a 1x, 4x, or a 2x and 2x. If I would put a 4 here, I'm doing 4 times something to get 2, and that's not going to work as 4, because the smallest number is going to be 4. 4 times 1 is 4. If I put the 4 here instead, I run into the same problem, which is I'm looking for a number times 4 that gives me a 10. And so I can do 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, but that doesn't work as well. So that means that the 4 doesn't work here, so we have to split that up into 2 times 2. And doing that, then I can do 2 times 5, and that will give me the 10, and 2 times negative 1 gives me the negative 2. And I still have that negative 5 in the top right corner with 5 times negative 1. So sometimes with the number here in front of the x squared, sometimes there's more than one pair. And so you have to look at the numbers and see which pair actually will work for all 3 numbers. That's the 10, like the negative 2, and the negative 5. So we have 2x plus 5 is one of the factors, and 2x minus 1 is the other. Continuing down. So I asked you to write the equation. So what we're missing here is the slope. So I'm going to just choose 7 and negative 4 as my first numbers. And that would make 1 and negative 2 as my other numbers. So y is going on top, x on the bottom. So when I subtract, I get 6 for my numerator, and I get a negative 2 for my denominator. Negative 4 plus positive 2. So my slope is negative 3. I would probably write these as point slope form since I have points. So if I use the first order pair, it would be y minus 1, since 1 is a y value, is equal to 3 times x minus negative 2. And since I have a double negative with the 2, I would rewrite that and make that x plus 2. If you choose the other combination, it would be y minus 7, since 7 is the y value, is equal to negative 3 times x minus negative 4. So again, I have that double negative with the x, so the final answer would be y minus 7 is equal to negative 3 times x plus 4. I probably would not do slope-intercept here, just because there's more algebra steps involved. The 2 points you're given, either one of them is the b value. But again, they're saying just write an equation, so use the best equation based on the information you're given. Here we're looking for an equation that's parallel, and you're given a point. So again, point-slope form works well here. The slope is 2, so that's the number being multiplied to the x. Since it's parallel, that means we use the same slope. So it's y minus the y value is equal to 2 times x minus the x value of the point. We don't have a double negative here, so that means we both problems end up being subtraction. For the last two problems at the bottom, we have x to the 6 over x squared. So our exponent rule is to subtract the exponents. So that gets us x to the 4th. And then the cubic root of 1 over 125. So this is going to be a fraction. So think of a number that if I cubed it, I would get 125. And that would be 5. So if I'm doing a fraction of 1 over 125, the fraction would be 1/5. So basically it's reciprocal. So as we approach the Chapter 2 test, please keep in mind that we are emphasizing here slope, writing equations in point-slope form, looking at parallel lines or perpendicular lines, lots of problems involving exponents. So keep that in mind as you are thinking about or preparing for your Chapter 2 test.